If you don't take him out of the game or do something to make him have to make plays, then he just kind of takes over.
Sure, you don't take him out, he does exactly what you say, take over. Second down now, goal to go. Shotgun for Alford. Breeden in motion left side. Snap to Alford. Looking upfield, trying to dump it out of the backfield to James. James at the corner in a lot of trouble. Spins off one blocker, but look at that orange wave coming in there to follow up on the stick.
Great hustle there by the Parkview players. You got the linebacker playing his responsibility out there, and that's what he's supposed to do. Even if he doesn't make the tackle, he's supposed to at least slow this guy up so the pursuit will get there.
If you take a look at that replay, you could see that play developing from the snap. James was circling out of the backfield. Didn't fool many people here in the Georgia Dome, and it certainly didn't fool Parkview.
Not at all.
Third down and 16. They're going to go left side. Alford turns the corner. Alford inside the 10. Alford down at the 5. Alford pushes in. It's a touchdown for the Wildcats. Alford had some room at the corner. It looked like it wasn't going to work for a touchdown. Alford kept it, and kept getting yardage, and he scores for the Wildcats.
The option play worked. That's at its best right there. You have a quarterback who can run the option, but at the same time, you have the extra back out there to pitch the ball. But if they're going to give you the corner, take it. And a big quarterback like that, who's going to stop him?
Ryan O'Day on to try the point after. You got to believe that Parkview was thinking pass there, but Alford took it in from 17 for the touchdown. O'Day with the kick drives it through for the Wildcats, and they bring it back even at 7 apiece. That's what you've got to do. You've got to answer every time the other team scores. Wildcats answer the score by the Panthers.
Well, that's what kind of game this is, folks. And, we know for sure that both teams have it on offense. As we see right now, the quarterback, the option play, hey, they gave him the corner. He decided to take it. Good block out there by the receiver on who's that, Franco, I believe. Yeah, had a good block on him. So, hey, that's you go right at the teeth of the defense, and they score. But that's what it's about. Like I said, if Parkview goes down and they make something happen, then they're going to have to come back and do something too.
Alford's 13th rushing touchdown of this season. Let's go down to Rob Tribble.
Well, last week, Valdosta fell behind Stephen 21-0. Apparently, they wanted no part of that. And I got to tell you, I was right here when Gerald Alford ran over Jeff Rancourt coming to the end zone. I think I'd rather have Gerald Riggs bearing down on me. He's a load.
And Gerald's a lot slower,
What is he trying to say, huh? What is he trying to tell me, huh?
He compliments you in one break, and then the next one he just tears you down. Right?
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to have to watch him.
We're tied at 7 apiece after the run by Alford.
Trying to say I'm soft or something. Right?
Whatever it is not good.
It didn't sound good. It didn't sound good, did it?
Deep kick. Start of it in the end zone. He'll have to bring it out to the 20 on the touchback. Deep kick by the Wildcats. So the Panthers will come on offense and start this drive from their own 20. And only 24 seconds remaining in this first quarter. We thought it would be a good one. Shaping up that way already.
And this first quarter has flown by, but it has been a very, very exciting first quarter in that once the scoring started, it seems like it hasn't stopped right now.
So here comes Wade now, and the Wild Panthers back to the line of scrimmage. Split backfield behind it. Man in motion. Wade gives it in the line. Brad Lester with the football. Lester put his head down after 25, up to the 26. Stribbins on the stop for the Wildcats.
That was a good, tough run in there. I tell you that, this kid here has excellent leg strength. You can tell, even though he's small, he's got very, very good leg strength, and looks like he's going to be a pretty exciting player throughout his career. He's just a sophomore, I think you said he was?
Just a sophomore. The run by Lester brings us to the end of this first quarter. It's the Wildcats 7 and the Panthers of Parkview 7. A timeout, and we'll come back, start the second. We begin the second quarter like we began the first. We're tied. Valdosta 7, Parkview 7. As we get set to start the second, Charles Ward, Gerald Riggs, and Rob Tribble with the play call from the Georgia Dome. Semifinals of the 5A division. More of the same tomorrow night. It'll be the Eagles of Collins Hill and the Eagles of Northside High. They will face the winner of this ball game in the championship. One of those teams will. Second down and 4 for the Panthers now from their own 26-yard line. Wade under center, split backfield. Wade into the line. He gives it. First man through. That's Dawkins. Dawkins up near the 27-yard line. Football came loose, but well after the whistle.
Trap play, the old trap play, hitting up the middle, try to hit it quick, get something happen before the defense can react to it. But in this case, Valdosta reacted fairly well, only for a couple of yards on the game.
3rd down and 2 after the run by Dawkins. Here comes Wade. He'll go under center this trip. They've got Francoeur flanked to the top. Split receive backfield behind him as well. Now they break it. They keep it on the ground. Dawkins banging ahead. He's at the 40. Dawkins pulled down at the midfield stripe. Tackle by Stribbins, but a tough run by the fullback for the Panthers, Sean Dawkins.
I'll tell you what, if they get a chance to get that on a replay, you need to look at number 46, the fullback, Romano. He makes a heck of a block to spring the running back. And I'll tell you what, I looked up and saw him in the backfield. I'm like, wait a minute. You know, they've got that fridge offense in there. That's a big boy right there.
Romano coming in that hole, leading the charge, freeing Dawkins for the big ground game. 1st and 10 for the Panthers now at midfield. Wade under center. Dawkins wins the line. They keep it on the ground. Lester hopping to the outside, but he hops right into the arms of the Wildcats. Corey Wright on the stop.
Yeah, if I had to say anything on that play, it was just a little bit more patience. From the standpoint of running back, you get in too tight sometimes, and that's when those guys are falling at your feet like that. If you would have maybe a little bit more depth, if they can, or for as a coaching point for them, maybe in the future, get this guy a little bit more depth because he's got very good vision, in the hole, and he's got very good legs and very good feet. So let him take advantage of that by giving him a little bit more depth, so he can see it happen a little bit better.
Lester lost one on the play. It's 2nd and 11 now. The slot will be to the right of Wade. He'll go under center. In motion. Whistles and movement at the line of scrimmage. It looks like Weatherington jumped once again for the Wildcats.
Well, I think they're probably gonna. There he goes. Every time he jumps, they bring him out of the game. So I don't think he wants to do that. He's going to be pretty tired all night long if he's going to keep that up.
They mark it off against the Wildcats.
Dead ball foul. Encroachment on the defense.
So we're inside of Wildcat territory. The Panthers go.
That's one of those things that you call a mental mistake. Okay, you got to eliminate those if you're going to, you put your defense in bad situations throughout the night. And they can't afford to have that happen against a team like Parkview.
2nd and 6 now. Look at the penalties. It's 4 for Valdosta. Double the amount of Parkview. They have 2. Quick pitch off the short side of the field. Lester got it past the 45 down to the 43. Stop was made by Morrison and Flanders for the Wildcats. But the quick pitch and the quick-footed Lester makes it a 3rd down and 3 now for the Panthers.
Very, very quick on the defense for the Valdosta front. These guys here, the linebackers, not very big, but they're very active. And as you saw on that play, when they turn it up, they're right there in the middle of everything. So the running backs better be ready to tighten it up and get things going.
Flag coming in. And it's going to be a delay of game or substitution violation by the Panthers of Parkview. Romano was trying to get out on the field, and Lester was trying to come off.
Well, maybe
dead ball foul, illegal substitution on the offense.
Well, I think maybe they're trying to sneak Romano on the field, and I think that's kind of hard to do.
No, you're right.
Can't do that with him.
So the 5-yard assessment against the Panthers pushes them back to the 48. The Panthers still shoveling players in and out of the lineup.
Oh, see, they're making a mistake by doing this and going up to the line of scrimmage. You got to be careful about that. The referees, the officials can call you, can flag you at any point.
3rd down and 8. Wade showing shotgun. They bring a man in motion. There's a snap to Wade in the pocket. Here come the Wildcats with the blitz on him. Wade avoids now. Rolling at the sideline. Finally hit at the corner. Nice open field tackle by Andrew Braley, the senior.
And he was just sitting back there lying in the cut, as we say, until his quarterback finally made up his mind that he was going to get out of it and closed on the play very, very well, very quick. And as a result, they send Parkview, giving them a 4th down.
Now look at the replay here. They flushed Wade to the corner. And here comes Braley.
I guess he's that guy who's going to be that one spy out there for the defense.
Johnson to punt it for the Panthers. Nice kick by Johnson, a sidewinder. Toward the sideline. Matthews fumbled it. Matthews able to recover it down at the 14, though. Matthews was trying to set a run back, took his eye off the football.
Well, I think he was very fortunate right there, boy, because that could have been a big turnaround right there for Parkview, being down there inside the 15-yard line. Very fortunate to get that ball back. I hate to see guys when that ball is when you're running for that ball. It's very, very tough to catch and control at the same time. So guys sometimes have to, keep in mind that gather yourself before you catch that ball.
Got to settle up under it. The Wildcats start this drive from their own 14. Alford to the line of scrimmage now. High formation behind them. Alford kicks it in the line, going up top. I mean, out in front, but he threw an interception. Threw it short, and it was picked off by Sturdivant. Sturdivant nailed at the 14-yard line, but the Wildcats give it up on the interception, and the Panthers with another golden opportunity inside the orange zone.
You know what he did on that play? He read the quarterback's eyes. He watched him the whole time, and the quarterback kept his eyes on one player the whole time.
Take a look at the replay on the play fake in the line. As you indicate, going downfield for one receiver. It was intended downfield for Cedric Hill, the sophomore, but Sturdivant comes away with it. Took a wicked shot on the return.
Well, that's all right. You got the ball back for your offense.
Sure.
I'd take that shot any day if I were him.
Worry about that one tomorrow. Tight slot is to the left of Wade. Parkview, 1st and 10 from the 12 of the Wildcats. They give it in the line to Lester. Lester inside the 10. They wrestle him down near the 7-yard line. Brad Lester on the quick hitter for the Panthers.
A very determined runner, as he had a chance to be dropped in the backfield. But, of course, you keep those legs moving, keep that body leaned forward. You break out of some of those tackles, and as a result, he picks up 4 or 5 yards, about 5 yards on the play.
Weatherington made the stop for the Wildcats as Wade went to the sideline to get the play. Lester departs, so does Francoeur. Take a look at Lester on the afternoon or the evening. 6 carries for 24 yards. Averaging 4 yards per clip. Split backfield behind Wade. 2nd and 5. Can get a first down before a touchdown. Keep it on the ground left side, but they're going to try to settle for it all, and they get it. Sean Dawkins, the big fullback left side, rumbles in for the Panthers' 2nd touchdown.
I think they found something in that play. They bring in that big fullback again, Romano, and again he kicks out the guy, and the running back runs up in the hole. Good determination on his leg drive, and as a result, gets a touchdown.
So Dawkins runs it in for the 6. Kenneth Barron on now to try the point after. Snap, place, and kick. Blocked at the line of scrimmage. The Wildcats got in there and got a hand on it. It was blocked by Travis Bailey, the junior. They had the surge at the line of scrimmage. The football lying there on the turf. The result of the block by Bailey.
You know what? In some cases, that can be a bad thing to happen when you have two teams like this who can score the ball. It could come down to that one point later on. Hopefully that won't come back to bite them.
Take a look at the touchdown run there by Dawkins. Dawkins just putting his head down and running forward.
That's
runs
a power
through a couple
run.
of tacklers.
Power run. Those are runs that you like to see as a coach. You see that big Romano right there comes in and just opens up the hole right there. 19 didn't want anything. He didn't want anything to do with it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to put him on the spot, but he didn't want any of that. I don't blame him. You got a guy right. They don't put weight on there, but that Romano has to be pushing close to about 280, 290 in the backfield.
Matthews stands deep, awaiting the kick by Johnson. It's a 13-7 lead for Parkview. We'll see if that missed extra point plays into the ball game. Deep kick by Johnson. Only the people in the end zone will have a chance for a run back on that one.
Yeah, the camera crew are about the only ones who had a chance to watch that ball.
Johnson with a booming kick. Wildcats will come out and start from their own 20. They answered the last time that the Panthers scored. We'll see if they can here. Alford to the line of scrimmage. Lone setback is Corey James. Trips to his right. Threw an interception on the last possession. Short drop. Pass out in the flats to Breeden with the catch at the corner. Nothing happening there. May have gotten it back to the line of scrimmage.
Guys, I'm sorry, but you may think that you found something with thinking that you can stretch Parkview out. But as we were talking about once during the break, that these guys are very, very disciplined. They hang out there. They play their responsibilities. And you throw that ball out there, that's fine. But I tell you what, you need some guys out there to help them out as receivers or whatever. They need to make better blocks, kind of like those guys they always talk about.
Take a look at that scoring drive by the Panthers. 2 plays, 17 yards, under a minute at 50 seconds. On the ground. Now this time left side is Corey James. Got some room up there. He's at the 30. Now he used some quickness there. James got it up to the 35, and that's a first down for the Wildcats.
Well, we see that when they do get plays out there that they can make something happen. These guys do have the speed to hit the corner. But that time, Parkview gets victimized by a very, very good call at the time by the coaches.
Take a look at the replay. Corey James is wide open on that left side. Stop made by Sturdivant. But after the run for the first by James.
Good pickup for Valdosta on that play.
29 yards on the night now for James. 3 carries. Shotgun for Alford. Fakes it in the line. Looking, fires out at the corner, pass drop. It was just a little short hitch pass intended out in the flats for Cedric Hill.
Yeah, but it was that old, try to run before you catch the ball. You can see his eyes looking upfield. Good pass by the quarterback. Good setup for the play, but he's ready to run before the ball gets there.
Put it right out there on the fingertips. Hill just looked away.
Yeah, hit him in a bad place. Hands.
They'll try to do it again. 2nd and 10 from the 35. Lone setback behind Alford is James. They give it to James in the line. Bounces off one defender. Now trying to find the corner. James wrestles down at the sideline. Greg Sutter, the 10th grader, made a good stop at the corner.
I'll tell you what, that was a great play by him because if he didn't get there, he had something out there on the outside. So a great play by the young man.
Take a look at the replay. It's designed to go inside, but James turned it to the outside. But again, you talk about the speed or the discipline at the corners by the Panthers. There, Sutter showed it. We've got an injured Panther down on the field. Jeb McKenzie, the junior defensive tackle, is down and being looked at.
And he's one of their big ones, too, out there.
Some concern by the Panther fans there. So McKenzie's down near the 38-yard line. Parkview leading it 13-7. The winners of this ball game will advance, and they'll meet one set of Eagles, either the Eagles of Collins Hill or the Eagles of Northside High. They meet tomorrow here in the Georgia Dome. An opportunity for us to tell you that if you're enjoying GPTV's presentation of Georgia High School Association's state semifinals, you can show your appreciation by becoming a member of GPTV today. Log on to our internet website at www.gpb.org.
Well, it's good to see a young man get up off of the turf, especially on this turf. It's bad enough to see injuries, but when they happen on the turf and it's a knee or ankle or something like that, you automatically get very, very concerned. But to see the young man get up and walk off under his own power certainly lets you know that he's all right, and glad there's no serious injury.
3rd down situation here for the Wildcats. They need 9 for the first down. Flags thrown in before the play. And the Wildcats indicating that it's going against the Panthers.
Whoa.
And the officials agree.
I think they got 12 guys on the field there.
And there goes Romano headed toward the sideline. He may have had something to do with it again.
Well, it's 13 with him, so they had. That's a big guy.
Rob Tribble at sideline.
Ball
Rob.
foul. Illegal substitution on the defense.
Okay, now you can go, Rob.
Apparently someone rolled up on the ankle of Zeb McKenzie. They're looking at it. Looks like he's going to go back in. It looked like a pretty promising sign, the fact that he was able to kind of trot off the field.
Thank you, Rob. 3rd down and 4 now for the Wildcats after the assessment against the Panthers at their own 41. Alford under center. Gives it to James. James trying to turn the corner. He eludes. He's at midfield now inside of Panther territory. They sprung him out toward the sideline, but James able to finally find the corner for the Wildcat first down.
Well, find the corner, he did it. I'll tell you what, he hit another gear out there that kind of surprised me. I thought that they were going to have him for a second, being surprised, of course, with the Parkview's their pursuit defense. But I tell you what, he hit that corner and picks up a nice game for the Valdosta team.
Take a look at Jeb McKenzie at the sideline. Gets another layer of tape on the right ankle. And we expect to see him back in the ball game.
Well, thank goodness that's all it is. Just to be able to put some little extra tape on there and, maybe tape an aspirin to it and he'll be all right.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the 47 of the Panthers. Alford in the pocket. Wants to go up top. Now they flush him right side. He'll have to run it. Puts his head down. Met at the 45-yard line. Good tackle there by Joey Sturdivant, the safety for the Panthers. A correction, Sean Dawkins, the linebacker, on the hit there for the Panthers.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't going to let him go on that one. I tell you what, the quarterback may run over some guys, but linebackers usually don't take too kindly to quarterbacks trying to run over them.
On the replay here, Alford scrambling. Good coverage downfield by Parkview. And there's the stand-up there by Sean Dawkins. So Dawkins bruising on both sides of the football as a fullback and there as a linebacker. 2nd down and 8 for Valdosta now. Alford changing plays at the line of scrimmage. We had some movement by Dustin Dasher, the left tackle.
I don't think he was anticipating the quarterback to set up there and try to change the play, or audible looks like he was trying to do. And sometimes when you're down there like that and the quarterback decides to pull out, you're already ready. You're ready to get into the play, and then all of a sudden he wants to change it on you, and he looks to one side.
Dead ball foul. Ball start on the offense.
He looks to one side. He wants to change the play, so he's barking to that side of the team, and you're thinking that he's going into the snap count on the other side. So that's what happened in that case. But sometimes the quarterback needs to realize that, hey, if you're going to change the play, let the whole team step back and let everybody see that you're doing it.
2nd down and 13 after the infraction by the Wildcats. Football now at midfield. Now, again, Alford changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Alford fix it in the line. Looking upfield, going up top. He's got a man down there, but Francoeur playing safety and bats it away near the 10-yard line. A flag coming in there at the 10. Francoeur saying that he was interfered with by Garland, who came over his back.
Well, Garland didn't seem like he was really trying to run the route. I thought for a second, I'm watching him running, and it seemed like he slowed up. And then when the quarterback decided to throw the ball, then he takes off running again. If he would have been running from the beginning, I think he would have been in a better position to not get this call against him.
They throw the flag.
Which is kind of touchy there, really. I mean, he jumps up. He has to become a defender. He has no choice.
But they'll bring it back and mark it off against the Wildcats.
Yeah, he has no choice but to become a defender in that case. But I didn't think that he had really, touched him. Well, yeah, he did. He had his hand all over his back by the replay. That you can see that he had his hand around his helmet and his shoulder pads. So they have to make that call.
Pass interference on the offense. Loss of down.
So the flag starting to mount now for the Wildcats. As you take another look at the replay, coming over the back, and you see him holding with that left arm as well.
They would call it on the defensive player if it were he would make it against the
you take that the other way around. You're right.
So you got to call it that on both ways.
So a timeout on the field now. Parkview leading it 13-7 over the Wildcats of Valdosta. Take a look at Francoeur getting taped up at the sideline. We'll take a look at some of the earlier ball games played here at the Georgia Dome. It was Buford advancing to the finals with a win over Clinch County 15-7. In the two-way football game, Early County got up early and they did a job on Cartersville. They win at 27-16. They move on. And in the 3A ball game, LaGrange all over North Forsyth. They win at 35-13. They get to advance. And in the 4A ball game, it was Statesboro 17, Troop nothing. So Statesboro will host the finals of the 4A division next weekend.
I know you're pretty happy about that.
Oh, yeah, get to go home.
Oh, yeah. We get to go home, right.
I keep telling you, half price down there.
Oh, I'm looking forward to a great meal and good hospitality and some nice folks.
Well, that would be the hotel and restaurant. You don't get that at the house. So the Wildcats back onto the football field now. And they face a 3rd down and 28. Alford going low under center. Lone setback is James. Alford on the draw play. Gives it to James. Nobody fooled on it. Good stick by Kyle Armstrong, the senior, for Parkview.
Well, it looks like it was a breakdown of the offensive line. Let a guy run free on a draw play is almost a, one of those lookout, you turn around and you look at your player and you say, hey, you're on your own, guy. there's nobody to help you out.
Absolutely, you're right there on the replay. You see that Armstrong literally untouched on that play, able to get in on top of James real easy as Dressel comes now to punt it away for the Wildcats. Francoeur stands at the 30. High snap that Dressel handles and kicks. Line drive kick. Francoeur will field it on the 25. Hit immediately at the 27. Open field tackle by Travis Stribbins for the Wildcats on Francoeur.
That was a great play by him from a special team standpoint. He was being blocked by two guys, but he got down, got in position, broke down, didn't go for the fake, and made the tackle. That's what you want to do.
And there's the assessment going against Parkview now.
Well, maybe it's time for them to get a few penalties now. It seems like that Valdosta couldn't get back on track because of the penalties. Hopefully it won't happen the same way for Parkview.
Take a look at Coach Cecil Flo at the Parkview sideline. Concerned about the call. Coach Flo won his 100th ball game.
On the return, clipping on the receiving team, first down.
Won it in the second round of the playoffs this year when Parkview defeated Roswell 24-21. So he joins a distinguished group of coaches in the state with that 100th win. Wildcats trailing it 13-7. Survey their bench. And now look at Dustin Wade under center for Parkview. Wade pitches it to the right side. Dawkins bangs his way ahead at the 20, carrying a couple of Wildcat players up near the 25-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, the coaches need to be proud. They were proud of him, but I tell you what, this guy had some excellent leg strength. I mean, in his hips, he hits that hole. He's may not be the fastest of the guys out there, but I tell you what, he's solid in the way that he runs the ball. He has very good balance, and you can see that his strength in his legs.
He just went straight up man-on-man on Roy Flanders and ran through Flanders. So Flanders hits the field. Flanders field.
I was looking at something else. I'm sorry. I gotta watch you quick, you know.
1st and 10 now. Quick pitch to the right side with the carry for the Panthers. It's Sturdivant. Strung out and pulled down at the line of scrimmage.
We got more of it, but I was thinking of how on that last run, how the guys were coming along for a ride with that, and then they'll come back and hit another quick play to the other side. So looks like they're going to try to get them off balance, going a little left, a little right, try to open them up a little bit on the defensive front.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing that we saw the Wildcats trying to do with the Panthers early on.
Well, they're having a little bit. It's kind of about the same. They're not having as much success, but I think they'll be able to loosen them up a little bit for the passing game.
2nd down and 9 now. Shotgun set. Wade in the pocket. Pressure at the corners. He lost the football. It's loose down near the 15. Wildcats pick it up. They pick it up at the 13-yard line. Richardson covered it for the Wildcats.
Well, you know what? That play took a long time to develop, and I tell you what, the quarterback is back there standing. You can't stand too long. Sometimes that clock has to go off in your head, and hey, nobody's open. Get out of there because the guys are bearing down on you, and as a result of this, they get a fumble.
Take a look at the replay. Wade was in the pocket. He was waiting, trying to get somebody to clear downfield. From the backside on the stick, Corey Wright knocked it loose, and it was covered by Marcelo Richardson for the Wildcats and the Wildcats. We can call this the gold zone for them.
Yeah, that's true.
They're down at the 13 of the Panthers on the ground. They fake it in the line. Alford inside the 10. Puts his head down. Fights it inside the 5. Tough run by Jared Alford, the quarterback, down to the 4.
It looked like he wanted something to happen right there. He went in there with an attitude that they're going to have to stop him or else. And that's what you want. That's what you want out of your quarterback and your big play guy. So look for them right now to start turning up the heat on Parkview down here inside the 5 to try to get back in this game and possibly go ahead.
You talk about shifts of momentum. We're experiencing one right here now. 2nd and 5. They keep it on the ground, jumping over the pack. That's Corey James. James down near that 1st down marker too for the Wildcats.
That's exactly what he gets. He gets the 1st down inside the 2-yard line. So I tell you what, you're going to see a little momentum swing here. As far if they score this touchdown, winning if they score this touchdown with 1 minute 27 seconds left before halftime.
Take a look at the replay. Now that's giving up your body there. Corey James going up over the top on his hands and knees down to the 1-yard line. First and goal to go for the Wildcats. They pack it in tight now. Off it on the ground. Diving over the top. They turn him in over end. It's touchdown, though, for Corey James and the Wildcats. He got airborne, and he came down where he needed to.
Spectacular play right there. I love it to see those guys go after it like that, but I tell you what, as an old running back, I tell you, keep 7 studs on the ground every time. I'm not crazy about that going over the top. It looks good. But, in this case, it worked out for them to get the touchdown. Now they have a chance to go back in the lead before halftime.
So Corey James over the top. Ryan O'Day now trying to put the Wildcats over the top if he can convert on the point after. Snap, placed, and kick. He got it up in the air, and he drives it through. Wildcats lead at 14-13 now over the Panthers.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is exactly what everybody asked for. And you're getting your football work tonight, folks, as you see two teams going back and forth in this game.
Corey James with his 9th rushing touchdown of the season. And this one coming at a big time. Take a look at the replay. Over the top. They turned him in over end, but he fell in the end zone.
Sound like a couple of songs there or something. Over the top, turning in and in. I don't know. Maybe you got some lyrics working there. I don't know anything about. But still, a great play for the Valdosta team. Good job on the offensive line with going and submarining the guys. They keep them down, but the linebackers have to make a play if that happens. And they didn't quite get there in time.
Dawkins and Stewart went underneath. But James able to go over the top for the touchdown. So now Parkview being forced to answer the touchdown by Valdosta. O'Day to kick it. And it's Sturdivant back deep this trip. O'Day kicks it left side. Sturdivant angles to the right. Now he'll grab it at the 10. On the move at the 20. He crushed at the 20-yard line. A couple of Wildcats in on the stop. Travis Scrivens, one of them.
Well, I guess you're not trying to decide now. They're going to, if they're 80 yards away, with a little over a minute left. With a game like this, you kind of just go back and regroup at halftime. I don't think you want to take a big play right here. Some coaches, though, they may want to say, hey, maybe we could sneak one in on them at the time. Maybe get down here and get a field goal or something.
It very well may depend on what they do from this first play from scrimmage. If you took a look at the Wildcat scoring drive, 3 plays, 13 yards, 53 seconds. James over the top from more than 1 yard away. On the ground, Wildcats keep it coming left side.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to be content with the run the clock out and go into halftime and try to regroup. Hopefully come back out. I think they will get the ball first, do they?
Indeed they do, because they deferred. They wanted to toss, but they gave it over to the Wildcats.
Yeah, so they'll get the ball first, and maybe their offense can go down and get another quick score and again, keep this game exciting as it has been this first half.
Sturdivant on the carry in the previous play for the Panthers. 2nd down and 6 after his 4-yard pickup. They come to the line of scrimmage. It will likely be our final play of this first half. A good first half of football. Wade will go under center now. And they bring Dawkins in motion right side. Down the line they go. They get it to Lester. Lester at the 30. Net and pull down at the 30. So they won't line it up for another play. As you indicate, Panthers going to be content to hold it at a 1-point deficit as they go into the locker room. The Wildcats had a couple of questions to answer in that first half. The touchdowns by the Panthers, they did so. They lead at 14-13 headed into the locker room. Over the Panthers. We thought it would be a good one. Wildcats at 12-1, Panthers at 13-0. The winner of this one advances to the finals next weekend, either Collins Hill or Northside High in that ball game for the championship. Good first half of football. Wildcats leading at 14-13. You see the Panthers headed to the locker room. Just a couple of adjustments. Be interesting to see what kind of adjustments they will make at the half. The Wildcats were coming out early at the corners, attacking the corners on the Panthers. But the Panthers did a pretty good job of that, and they kind of forced the Wildcats out of that offensive rhythm. And the Wildcats under Alford started going up top, and they've experienced some success. Now is Rob Tribble standing by at the sideline. Rob.
Well, Coach, a much better first half this week than last week. You had 3 turnovers last week, and it cost you down 21. At least tonight you kind of evened things out a little bit.
Well, a little. We still gave them one easy one there, and then our punter shanked one over there. So we're still shooting ourselves in the foot, but to our team's credit, we fought back, and we're still in the ball game.
Well, it sure as heck beats trying to play from behind against a team like Parkview, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does. They got a great football team.
All right, well, good luck in the second half. All right, Charles, go back to you.
Okay, thank you, Robin. Coach, we're going to step aside for a timeout. We'll come back with the halftime festivities from the Georgia Dome. We are back live at the Georgia Dome at the halftime. Valdosta leading Parkview 14-13. We're being entertained and treated now by the Marching Cat Band from Valdosta. Their theme for the halftime is the Blues Brothers 2001 and one of Gerald Riggs' favorite songs, Sweet Home Chicago, being played by the band. Let's go down and enjoy some of it. Show title, Blues Brothers 2001. Fine performance by the Marching Cat Band from Valdosta High School. Rob Tribble standing by with the man who's responsible for the production. Rob.
All right, I'm a Valdosta Band Director, Paul Gilbo, as Parkview's ladder tries to come through here. We'll get this done somehow. I want to ask you a question. I want to know if Valdosta's band is as feared as its football team.
Oh, yes. We have a winning streak about as long as the football team over the past 50 years with competitions going back as far back as the late 60s, early 70s. The past 6 years, we've been undefeated in all marching contests we've been to.
You guys also have some frequent flyer mileage piling up. Tell me about some of the other events you performed in.
Yes, last December we performed at the Fiesta Bowl Parade and band competition in Phoenix, Arizona. And this past December we also performed in the Egleston Parade in Atlanta. And looking forward to going to New York next year, hopefully playing at Carnegie Hall. We're preparing that.
And how do you get to Carnegie Hall?
Hopefully on wheels.
Practice, practice, practice. All right, Charles Ward, back to you.
Thank you, Rob. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll be entertained by the Panther Marching Band here at the Georgia Dome. 14-13 at the break. Back live at the Georgia Dome at the intermission of the 5A semifinal matchup. It's the Wildcats of Valdosta 14 and the Panthers Parkview 13. Panther Marching Band now down on the carpet here at the Georgia Dome, entertaining the fans. We'll join in as well. Parkview band finishing up. Let's go downstairs to Rob Tribble with the director.
With Alan Beach, the grand poobah of the Parkview band. I must say, I have never heard a marching band play Aerosmith before. You don't strike me as a huge Aerosmith fan.
Oh, you'd be surprised. I grew up in the 70s. There's a lot of stuff you don't need to know.
Especially on this channel, we have to keep it rated G. Well, what kind of competitive season did you guys have at Parkview?
We went to a festival and a competition. And at the festival, we got, all superior ratings. And at the competition, we got superior ratings and placed third. So we were happy with that.
You also have to be one of the hardest working bands in the state because every year your football team goes deep into the playoffs. That means more performances for you guys.
It does. 14 or 15 games a year is a big deal, and we work hard and efficiently, and we cut our rehearsals down to one per week, but it's a hard rehearsal on Thursday afternoon to try to keep it up for these games. It's part of our community, so we're up for it, and we do the best we can.
Promise me one thing. If you guys make it to the state title game next week, play In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, all 18 minutes of it.
Okay, you got it. Complete with lava.
Charles, let's go back to you.
Rob, your music knowledge is just way too vast for us here in the booth. 14-13 at the break. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from this first half and a good 5A matchup in the semifinal ball game. Wildcats leading it by 1 from this first half. Let's take a look at some of these highlights. We'll start with Parkview on the touchdown pass here. You see the quarterback Dustin Wade firing. He found Jeff Francoeur in the end zone. Parkview went up on the touchdown pass by Francoeur. Now back the other way. Alford for the Wildcats trying to get some of that back. Going deep downfield. Found a man at the corner. And the catch was made by Breeden to put the Wildcats in scoring position. And here they come at the corner. You'll see the quarterback taking it in himself for the Wildcats to tie us up at 7 apiece. Now back the other way again for the Wildcats. It's Alford in the pocket. He went up top, and it was pulled down by Sturdivant for the Panthers. And Sturdivant puts the Panthers in another scoring position. As you take a look at Wade, he gives it to Dawkins, and the rest is a 6-point lead for the Wildcats, or the Panthers, after the run by Dawkins with the touchdown. Now back the other way. You're going to take a look here as Wade's in the pocket. Backside hit by Corey Wright, forced to fumble. It's loose on the surface. Richardson picked it up for the Wildcats. And from there, the Wildcats did what they needed to do. After the fumble recovery, they gave it up top and over the top was Corey James for the Wildcats. After the point after, Wildcats led at 14-3 at the intermission. Gerald, we take a look now at some of the first half stats from this ball game.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been a pretty even game up to this point. You look at the total yards, even though Parkview is down a little bit in the total yards, they played this a very, very good game, and if it wasn't for the turnover, it would probably be a little bit different game right now.
Time of possession really indicates how evenly this match is. 13 minutes for Parkview, 10 plus for Valdosta. Scoring edge, Valdosta by 1, but a pretty even match between these two teams. We're going to step aside for a quick break, and we'll come back and get you started for the third quarter. Stay with us. We are back live at the Georgia Dome. Valdosta leading Parkview 14-13 as you see the men in orange coming back to go to work in the second half. Rob Tribble standing by at sideline. Rob.
Got Parkview coach Cecil Flo. Coach, it looks like both teams are trading big plays back and forth.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's they made a play, we made a play. We have a turnover from them. They got one from us. We missed the PAT, and they didn't. That's the difference. Good football game.
Also, they like to put a lot of people on the line of scrimmage. That's got to drive Dustin Wade crazy, your quarterback.
Well, we have to protect, and we're getting up under them pretty good sometimes, and we just go out and play another half and see what happens.
All right, should be a good second half of football. Thanks, Coach. Good luck. Back to you, Charles.
So confident and cool about it, isn't he?
Yeah, I tell you what, confidence is what do they say about confidence? But this is not the place for it to talk about the coach's life off the field. But he is very confident, and I think his players are the same way. They go out and they take it the same approach, business-like, and they're nothing to worry about right now. They're only 1 point down. If this were like 2 minutes left, it'd be a different story.
Well, with 28 wins going in their favor straight in a row, he can be confident. Kind of like Muhammad Ali, right?
Yeah, well, that's
talk it and walk it.
Yeah, talk it. Yeah, you're right. Okay, talk it and walk it. That's what they're doing.
Charles Ward, Gerald Riggs, and Rob Tribble here getting set to start the third quarter. 5A semifinal matchup. Ryan O'Day for the Wildcats to kick it away. High kick by O'Day. And down near the 3-yard line, it'll be fielded by Sturdivant for the Panthers. Sturdivant at the 30 now. Banged ahead near the 35. Falls ahead at the 36. Holloway made the stop for the Wildcats. But Sturdivant trying to get the Panthers started out right here. Nice return by Sturdivant.
Well, that's the way to start it out right. You want a big play by your special teams to kind of set the mood for the second half, and at least for your offense, who's getting ready to get started, who find themselves 1 point down.
Wade with Lester coming into the lineup. It'll be Lester and Dawkins in the backfield. Dustin not real certain, trying to make sure they've got the right personnel out there, or at least the right play set. Now he'll go under center. Slot is to his left. Here comes Romano down the line. They keep it on the ground. Dawkins with the football. Spins ahead near the 40.
You know, that's that same variation of that play that they were running in the first half with the fullback. They've been just doing it a little differently now with a different set. They have Romano, the big guy, running that play, with just lead blocking, but now they run it from a different set. So the same play, and they're really working on that left side, the right side of the Valdosta line.
Wow, Panthers coming back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 7 they face. Wade slotted to the right. In motion to the right now is Sturdivant. Short drop out in flats. They got it to Sturdivant on the move. Sturdivant at the 45, up near midfield. First down for the Panthers.
Kind of give them a little bit of their own medicine right there with stretching the ball out there and putting there one of their better players with Francoeur, I believe, out there to catch the ball. I think that's who it was who caught it.
On the replay it was Francoeur. Yeah. You're right.
So get him out there and let him do his thing. That's what they're trying to do, I guess, and as a result of it, they get the first down.
You have that weapon, you have to use it. Francoeur on the reception. Panthers up to their own 49 now. 1st and 10. In motion. Now they give it in line to Dawkins. Dawkins breaks the line of scrimmage. Tripped up near the 44-yard line. Dawkins running it right side for the Panthers.
Again, a quick hitting play up the middle to Dawkins, and I tell you what, like I said, this guy with his quickness and his strength in his legs, whatever, he hits that play in there, and he's a load when he gets in that defensive backfield. So those guys better tighten it up, or he's going to give them some problems later on.
Panthers trying to establish themselves on this drive after the intermission. Wade comes to the line of scrimmage. That's Brooks. They go left side with the play to Lester. Lester at the line of scrimmage, may have gotten a half, but not a whole lot happening on the inside on that play.
Yeah, the old lead play, they just had it in a different variation, a different set, but it's a lead play is what they're basically running, and I tell you what, this is where they usually, where the 3rd down and short, I'm surprised they don't bring Romano's coming off of the field this time, so usually they would use him on the lead block, but maybe they have something up their sleeves here, or look for a pass probably. Maybe catch these guys off guard.
Adams and Thomas made the stop for the Wildcats. You take a look at Lester's numbers on the afternoon. 7 carries, 25 yards. 3rd down and 2 for the Panthers. And pitch it. Left side, Lester stays on his feet, fighting back to the inside the 40-yard line. Brad Lester runs for the Panther first down.
Showed a great deal of patience right there, and the play was stopped initially, but kept his feet moving and kept his vision, his head upfield instead of trying to just barrel through everybody. And as a result of that, he picks up a big first down for the Parkview team.
Take a look at it here. Designed to go to the outside, but Lester thought better of it. Cut it back to the inside, looking for the sticks. He found it for Parkview. So first down from the Wildcat 38. An impressive drive for the Panthers thus far. After a third of Sturdivant's nice return on the opening kick. Split receivers either the backfield behind quarterback Wade now. On the ground they keep it. That's Dawkins, the big fullback. Runs over the field. Inside the 30, in the 20, inside the 10 now. Still on his feet. Touchdown for the Panthers.
Great run. As I pointed out earlier with this guy, he has great hips, great leg drive. And as you saw on that one, he was tackled probably about the 6-yard line. But with his strength in his legs, he gets a touchdown.
You talked about memories being established in this ball game in the pregame show, Gerald. That play right there will stick in the memory of Sean Dawkins for a lifetime.
For a very, very long time. Doing it against Valdosta, one of the best teams in the history of high school football.
38-yard touchdown run by Sean Dawkins. Barron on to try the point after. He missed on the previous touchdown by Parkview. Snap, place, and kick. He got this one up high enough, no question about it. Drives it through. Parkview takes the lead, 20-14.
Well, later on, they understand that at one point they had come back on him, with missing that one. That's one of those things in the book. You look for the two-pointer or whatever.
Two big plays on both ends of this possession by the Panthers. The big run back by Sturdivant on the kick, and the 38-yard run by Dawkins for the touchdown. Take a look at it from ground zero. Dawkins bounces off one defender, just buried him into the surface there. And look at the big guy there. They hit him downfield. There's the balance. He dives in for the touchdown.
I'll tell you what, and you know what? We'll all start that again. Look at that big guy in the backfield right there. Romano makes another big block, springs a running back to get open. He has done a heck of a job with blocking tonight.
Dawkins rambling in for the Panther touchdown. They lead it 20-14. Take another look at it. Simply runs over Flanders, left him right there on the surface. Only a couple of players to beat. Matthews had a chance at him, but they couldn't pull the load down. A deep kick into the end zone. It'll go for a touchback. Johnson put it through the end zone. The Wildcats start from their own 20.
Well, we're going to see if they're going to be able to answer this now, as they have been able to pretty much stick with Parkview in that case, almost, series for series, but they're going to have to do so right now. Either Parkview will probably get a little bit of momentum here if they don't.
Take a look at Dawkins, his 12th rushing touchdown this season. That one comes at a critical time for Parkview coming out of the break. Numbers on the evening for Sean. 10 rushes, over 100 yards now. Average up over 10 yards per carry and 2 touchdowns. So Alford and the Wildcats trying to answer back. They give it left side on the play. That's Corey James. He turns the corner, spins up near the 30-yard line, close to a Wildcat first down.
Well, I tell you what, the people on the Parkview side kind of held their breath there because it looked like he was going to pop out of there. But again, the hustle on the Parkview side, getting sideline to sideline, was able to stop that play before it really materialized into a big play.
2nd down and 1 for the Wildcats. The momentum momentarily has swung toward Parkview. Alford going to sneak it ahead himself for the Wildcat first down, past the 30 up to the 31.
Well, I think what they want to do right now is just have a consistent drive. Even if they don't get anything out of it, they want to go down here and at least take it back to Parkview to let them know that, hey, we're here too. You guys may have scored on us, but we're here. And if you let down just one little bit, thinking that just because you're up, that we're going to go away, you're wrong.
Take a look at Coach Mike O'Brien, the 6th-year down at Valdosta. Shotgun set for his quarterback, Alford. Alford takes it in the line and cut it up himself at the line of scrimmage and met there by the Panthers. Had a hole there, but Alford not quick enough to get through it.
Not only had a hole, but he had an option there also on the option to give it to the back coming around behind him. But he chose to take the ball upfield, which in this case I think may have been a bad decision on his behalf. But he hasn't made very many bad decisions all night.
So that'll make it 2nd down and 9 now for the Wildcats from their own 32. Alford in the shotgun. 4 up front for the Panthers. Now they show blitz. They pull back. Alford in the pocket. Looking. Fires at the corner. Got a man there. Catch made by Hill. Hill at the 40. Pushed out of bounds near the 47-yard line. Francoeur made the stop for the Panthers.
Looks like there's a flag on the play there. Something came in late at the end of it. I didn't see what happened, but maybe there was a face mask or something. But a nice play selection that they had there. The quarterback that time, unlike some of the other ones where he made bad decisions and stuck with one receiver, he came off of his initial receiver and hit the guy in the flat. So that was a good show of knowing how to read the defenses by the quarterback.
5-yard face mask on the defense.
You called it perfectly, Gerald. Face mask at the sideline after the catch by the big target, Cedric Hill. Take a look at the replay there. Coming in from the sideline to help Francoeur. And the face mask was by Todd Stewart.
Yeah, just at the end of that play. And I don't think that he realized that maybe he even had it.
On the first down play, pass underthrown. They were trying to dump it out in the flats to get it into the hands of Breeden at the corner. But it's underthrown by Alford. So that'll make it 2nd down and 10. The winner of this ball game will meet a set of Eagles. It will either be Collins Hill Eagles or the Eagles of Northside High. Alford, shotgun formation now. In motion, Balknight. There's the snap to Alford. Pressure by the Panthers. At the sideline, he dumps it up the field and incomplete. Flag coming in after the play. And they rule intentional grounding here. Did have some men in the area there.
Yeah, but I think I thought that he had, as long as he was outside of the tackle, that he could throw that. But maybe he was not. But I could have sworn that he was. Maybe that doesn't exist. That's for that rule here in high school. But I thought that he had to at least be outside of tackle to do that.
Well, the assessment will go against the Wildcats for the grounding.
Doesn't make a difference what I think. Though, really. I'm not wearing the stripes.
They'll mark it off against the Wildcats.
Intentional grounding on the offense. Loss of down.
You think Coach O'Brien agrees with that call?
I don't think that he agrees with that one at all. He may be a little upset and may have something to say to the officials on that one.
We'll take a look at it on the replay. Rolling right side. Threw it out of bounds. You see on the play, Balknight is coming into that screen.
Too bad we don't have the instant replay in high school, but I think he had a legitimate gripe there on that one.
Shotgun for Alford. He'll tuck it away himself, trying to run it for the first down. Puts his head down, runs it to the 44, but shy of the first down. It was 3rd and 25. Wildcats will have to punt it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Parkview did exactly what they wanted to do. They didn't want them to have anything to hurt them from the Valdosta standpoint and shut them down here. But I tell you what, they still better be very, very careful with this team because you know that they can put some points up if you let them.
Dressel will kick it. Francoeur will attempt the run back. Dressel with the punt. Nice punt by Dressel. Francoeur angles to the right, fields it at the 16 on the hop now. At the 22-yard line. Nice open field tackle there by the Wildcats. Stop was made by Braley.
Special teams again. This guy looks like it's going to be a very, very important part of this game. If Parkview can stay up, the special team play is going to come back in this game. It really hasn't been a big element right now. So far, but whether these punts or whether it's a kickoff return or whatever is crucial for these guys to go down and make some big plays so they won't have, again, like Parkview did at the start of the half with the big run back.
Francoeur flanks himself left side. Wade going up under center. 6-point lead for Parkview. I'll try to add more to it on this possession. Straight ahead with the carry. Lester for the Panthers. Got it up near the 25. Sturdivant correction on the carry for the Panthers.
Looking for some of these guys to come up. The linebackers, I think they're taking pretty good drops from the standpoint of the passing game, which resulted earlier in a fumble. So maybe they run a trap a couple of times. Get some of these guys to come up. Looking for them to start dinking the little ball around. Maybe some passes here and there over the middle because those guys they have been really taking some pretty good drops, which has been causing the quarterback to have a little bit of difficulty with getting the ball downfield.
2nd down and 8. 2-yard pickup on the previous play by Sturdivant. See the slot flank to the left of Wade. Wade gives it in the line. Straight ahead with the carry. That's Sturdivant. Sturdivant past the 30 up to the 35-yard line. Sturdivant showing a burst of speed on the inside. Williams, the safety, made the stop for the Wildcats.
That was a big first down, big run for a first down right there, as Valdosta probably thought that they were getting ready to maybe shut them down here, and all of a sudden they pop one up the middle for a first down. That's a big play for Parkview.
Take a look at the replay here. Sturdivant hitting the hole and hitting it quickly. Stop made deep in the Wildcat secondary. So it's a first down pickup for the Panthers from their own 35-yard line. Panthers trying to take this ball game over. Recognizing a sustained drive here and a touchdown may enable them to do it. Wade at the line. Gives it. This time it's Lester. He hops over one defender. Hops over another. Near the 45-yard line and close to the first down marker once again.
Well, I tell you what, that little kid right there has what we call some junk in his trunk because he made some things happen on that run. But he look at the feet in the hole. Look at him. He stops here. Keeps his vision going. That's what's most important to make a run like that. You have to keep your vision upfield. You don't look down and start trying to duck your head and just trying to take the shot or whatever. He was content. He wasn't content on just staying there. He made something happen on the run.
Lester at 39 yards on the evening on 9 carries. Just a sophomore as well, averaging 4 yards per carry tonight.
That young man has a future there, buddy, in football if he wants to play it.
Shotgun for Wade now. Dumps it out of the flats. He got it into the hands of Sturdivant. Sturdivant angles between two defenders at the 40. Still on his feet. Inside the 35, down at the 33. And the Panthers are on a roll.
And he loses a shoe in the process. So he not only faked the other guys out of their shoes, but fakes himself out of it also.
Take a look at the replay here now. Just out of the shotgun. Dumped it right out in the flats to Sturdivant. Slices through two defenders there. Spins off another set of tacklers in one shoe.
Well, that was definitely a coverage breakdown there as he came out of the backfield all by himself. Nobody was even out there within 15 yards of him.
16 grabs on the season, 331 yards, averages over 20 yards per catch, 4 touchdowns. On the ground, they go to Lester. Lester to the outside. He's at the 30, 1 man to beat at the corner now. Lester at the 20, 15, 10. They finally chase him out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. You talk about killer instinct. You can feel it with this Panther squad.
Yeah,
they know that it's an important drive, and look where they've gone. They've taken it all the way down inside the 10 now.
And I'll tell you what, like I said earlier at halftime, very businesslike. Look at here, good blocks, guys holding at the point. No holding or clipping or everything. They just held their blocks and let the running back do his job. And that's exactly what the result of a play like that, when you're able to just hang in there and watch the guys make the blocks and then take the run when it's there.
The young sophomore looks so fluid in his running, just able to pick his holes and just keep his gears shifting as he needs them.
Kind of look like a young Charles there.
I thought you were going to say Gerald Riggs. We're going to vote that down. First and goal to go now for the Panthers. On the ground, they give it to the big man, Dawkins, and he runs it in easily, uncontested, right up the middle.
I'll tell you what, can't get any easier than that. Pretty much untouched. The Valdosta guys right now are probably pretty stunned. I don't think that they anticipated Parkview to come out and be able to take it to them like this. But right now, I'd say the momentum, old Mo is on one side of the field right now, and he's in orange.
Bearing on now to try the point after. Wildcats the Panthers had the Wildcats on their heels at entire possession. Panthers got the touchdown. Boy, you start talking about the attitude of a champion. You saw it on that drive by Parkview. Barron drives it through on the point after. Now Parkview extends their lead 27-14 over Valdosta.
Well, unlike like it was last week where Valdosta was down 21-0, right now they're starting to get away from them at this point in time. Hopefully, and I'm pretty sure the coach over there is going to remind them, hey guys, we've been here before. Let's not panic. We still got a quarter and a half to go. Let's bear down and let's do what we need to do to get back in this game.
You take a look at that touchdown run by Dawkins, his second of the evening. Nobody touched him on the play. Good seal blocking on the inside by the Panthers up front, and Dawkins literally able to walk through there.
Great block by the offensive left guard, knocking his man down into making a big, huge block down there.
So Johnson will kick. It'll be Matthews standing at the 2. Wildcats have got to make something happen here. Parkview threatening to shut the door on him. Johnson with the kick. Matthews fields it at the 1, at the 10 now, at the 15, short side of the field, wrestled out of bounds. Joey Sturdivant on the hit for Parkview on the kick. Let's kick it downstairs to Rob Tribble.
Well, Charles, Valdosta coach Mike O'Brien was worried about Parkview lulling his team to sleep with the run, then all of a sudden hit him with a big play and pass. But Valdosta's showing they can't stop the run, and Parkview has so many good backs. Fresh backs have put in the game. They've really got them back on their heels.
Indeed, you're right, Rob. An excellent display by Parkview on that possession. Just took control of the line of scrimmage.
And that was Dawkins, I believe, his third touchdown of the night on that last series.
Alford fakes it in the line. He'll keep it himself. Turns the corner, but he's denied. Nice open field tackle there. It looks like Romano, the big reserve player for Kyle McKee on the stop there for the Panthers. As Alford was trying to turn the corner.
I think Valdosta has been very, very shocked by the speed of Parkview. They probably looked at him as a big club, a big team that they can pretty much stop the run or whatever. But I tell you what, these guys run very, very well with getting to the outside.
Alford lost a yard on the play. It's 2nd and 11 now. He'll take a short drop, throws a hitch out in the flats. Catch made by Hill, but he was nailed in his tracks by Warren Dawson on the hit, the senior cornerback.
But he was all over that play. I think he saw that coming. Talking about telegraph, I think that's what the quarterback and the receiver pretty much did on that case, because he closed on it very fast and made a heck of a play out there. So they pretty much a minimal gain on the play.
Hill caught it, but he paid the price. Warren with the fine hit on him. Dawson hit him. That'll make it 3rd down and 7 now. As you take a look at the scoring drive for Parkview, 6 plays, 78 yards. Look at the time used, 3 minutes, 39 seconds. Dawkins from 8 yards away to cap it. In motion now, it's Breeden. Alford, short drop to his left. Upfield now, got some pressure on him, he'll get to sack. The pocket collapsed, and it was Leathers who laid the leather on Alford.
Like I say, old momentum is right out there with Parkview right now. These guys are playing with the confidence that they need as champions. That's Leathers. The season, 93 tackles on the year.
65 of those solos. Take a look at the replay from the end zone. A couple of people got a handle on him, and they pull him down. Leathers with the sack. So Dressel on now to punt it away. It'll be Francoeur. High snap. Dressel handles, and he gets the kick away. Another line drive. Francoeur calls for a fair catch this time at the 48-yard line. Panther offense will take that. That's good field position to start it.
Well, no doubt about it. And I tell you what, the way that things are going right now for them, they could not be sitting in any better spot than what they are right now from the standpoint of just the driver's seat. You know, they're right now controlling this game, both offense and defense. So, with still a quarter to go in this game, they seem like they're starting to get that killer instinct, as you were saying earlier. And if they continue to keep on playing the way that they are, Valdosta is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Take a look at the end zone shot. Puts you right into the face of Dustin Wade. In motion. They're going to pitch it left corner. There's a big man. Dawkins once again. He lost the football. It's down at the 47-yard line. Are they going to rule it down? We'll wait and see. The officials gather there. No, they're going to give it to the Wildcats. They say that he lost it. Dawkins was hit. It came loose near the 45-yard line, and the Wildcats covered it. It was Eric Thomas, the linebacker, who covered it for the Wildcats. So the Wildcats.
It was definitely out before he hit the ground. I thought it was one of those things where the ground may have caused it, but it was out before he hit the ground. Big play for Valdosta right now. They have to make something happen right now.
Less than a minute remains in the third quarter. They trail it 27-14 on the replay now. Dawkins coming right at you. And bang, there you go, Gerald, right on top of it. It was knocked out of there by Roy Flanders for the Wildcats. Here comes Alford, gives it to Breeden. Breeden looking for a hole left side. He's in Panther territory. Scoots left side at the 40, down at the 39-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, that one came a hair from breaking and going the distance right there. I tell you, now Valdosta now starting to feel that themselves. I think they have a sense of urgency with knowing that, hey guys, we've got to stop it right here. We got to stop this bleeding that we're having and get it going on offense and make something happen, score some points.
First down pickup on the carry at 45 seconds remaining. Clock running now. Wildcats down to the Panther 40-yard line. Shotgun is the set for Alford. Alford with the snap, looking upfield, looking. Now they flush him right side. Raises, fires. Somebody hit him from behind. Underthrown at the 30-yard line. Intended for Balknight at the 30.
A little bit too much was going on there for him. It looked like he wanted to run. He wanted to pass. Then he wanted to run again. Then at the last minute, he seemed like he wanted to pass. So that in that case, he kind of hurt himself by really just not really making a sound decision at the time. I think of the snap that what he was going to do.
Leathers was covering for the Panthers, trying to get the sack on Alford. And he may have hit that arm when he was in motion with the pass. Second down and 10. Football at the 40-yard line of the Panthers. There's the snap to Alford. Fakes it in the line. Pressure by the Panthers. They got the sack on him at midfield. And look who's coming up from under the pile for the Panthers. It's Matt Romano and Sean Dawkins. They double up and get the sack on Alford.
Well, they kind of fooled Valdosta. Really, bring the blitz on that play. Dawkins comes right up the middle. I tell you what, when he comes, he's coming like he's bringing a load there.
And that'll bring us to the end of this third period. The third period belonged exclusively to the Panthers of Parkview. They take the lead 27-14 over the Wildcats in a good third quarter of football for the Panthers. 27-14, they lead it. Back with the fourth after this. We start the fourth quarter here from the Georgia Dome. Parkview leading it 27-14 over the Wildcats of Valdosta. Winner of this one advances to the finals next week. They'll meet either the Eagles of Collins Hill or the Eagles of Northside High. This one was billed as the classic matchup in our semifinal billing. It's turned out that way, but right now Parkview taking a decided advantage over the Wildcats.
Yeah, Parkview has decided, I guess they finally settled down and said, hey, we're going to play our type of game. We're not going to worry about all the stuff about the history of Valdosta and all that. Right now, guys, they've got to beat us. We're the champions. We're the reigning state champions, and we're going to play like it, and that's exactly what they're doing right now.
Third down and 18 as we start the fourth. Charles Ward, Gerald Riggs, and Rob Tribble with the play call. Semifinal matchup in the 5A division. Big third down play here for the Wildcats. Shotgun for Alford. He's got trip receivers to his right. He'll take the snap. It's low, but he handles. Looking upfield. Fires it. Pass back around and picked off by the Panthers. Picked off was made by Sutter now. Greg Sutter running it left side. Sutter down near the 30-yard line, inside the 30 for the Panthers of Parkview. And Gerald, you talk about nails. That's one on the edge of the coffin there.
Well, you might as well start breaking out the hammer and warming up the fat lady and all that sort of stuff. But I tell you what, that's a real big one for them on the Parkview side.
On the replay there, Alford was going up top. They needed to get the first down, 18 yards, but it was picked off by Sutter. He was trying to go downfield to Garland, but Greg Sutter picked it off, and a fine return by Sutter to get the Parkview Panthers down inside the 30.
Well, even though
they're going to pull it back.
They're going to take a few yards off him, but it was a 41-yard return on the
After the change of possession, clipping.
On the
First
replay,
down.
you see Sutter backing up the field, but someone made an illegal block on the play.
Very, very disciplined on the defense. Again, Parkview showing how disciplined they are with playing their areas. And the quarterback, again, stays on one receiver, throws the interception.
Third down and 18. You can lay back a bit on defense. Panthers got the benefit of that. Wade under center now. They go in a misdirection. They give it to Dawkins. Dawkins inside of Wildcat territory, up near the 46-yard line.
And you can see him holding on to the ball this time, boy. He's covering it up, and guys they feel they get one fumble from one guy, they can get after him again and maybe cause another fumble. But he held on to it that time.
I'll tell you what, though, you can expect a heavy dose of Dawkins for the Panthers against this defense of the Wildcats now. Panthers with the lead. They're going to enjoy it and try to sit on it inside the hash marks.
Heck, I'd give the ball even to Romano a couple of times just to let them know that, hey, we got some big guys back here. Let them pound on them. That's what it's about at this time.
Dawkins picked up 7 on the previous play. It's second down and 3 now for the Panthers. Whistles at the line of scrimmage. Movement by McKenzie, the right guard. It'll back the Panthers up 5.
Yeah, those drive you crazy as coaches. You're right there. You say, hey.
Dead ball foul. False start on the offense.
Well, you want to say, guys, here we are. We're in a position now where we can take complete control over this game. And we have a little mental lapse right there and jump offside when we know what the snap count is going to be. They don't know, but we know. So there's no excuse for jumping offside.
After the assessment, it's second down and 8 now for the Panthers, back in their own territory at their own 49. On the ground, here they come, right side, straight ahead, Dawkins. Once again, Dawkins with a big run, close to the first down marker.
Tell you what, guys, if you want to see some guys going at it, you look at the right side of that offensive line. You've got, who I think that was 76 over there. Was that Pilgrim over there again? I tell you what, he came off the ball a load. He was really just moving guys around. So watch the right side of that offensive line. And then when they start throwing the fullback in there, with just keeping the ball on the ground, these guys here, this is what a championship team is all about. Holding on to the ball. Right now, they need a championship drive. If they can go down and score again, they will put the nail in the coffin.
Third down and 1 after the run by Dawkins. So Wade to the line of scrimmage. In motion comes third of them. Wade angles right side on the keeper, and he's got enough for the Panther first.
There's no sense to put the ball in the air right now when they can't stop the run, and they're gonna just pound on them. Like I said, Valdosta is quick, but they're not as big as those guys are up front for Parkview. And why not just pound on these guys? This is where the quarterback comes in the huddle and the leader. He say, listen, guys, all right, we're going to keep the ball on the ground. We're going to just pound on these guys. So it's up to you guys up front to take the rest of this game, take us home now in the rest of this game.
What started out as a wide open affair trying to get outside of the tackles has narrowed itself to inside of the hash marks now. Wade. Extended eye from behind him. Instead of it goes in motion, fake right side. They got it out in the flats. They hurried the pass. They were trying to get it out in the flats to Francoeur, but the Wildcats were coming on the blitz, and they interfered with the pass by Wade. Somebody may have tipped it at the line of scrimmage.
Well, as a coach, sometimes you want to call some things a little bit too much, and you want to be a little cute in that case. And I think that you may have thought you may have caught them off guard, but that could have been disastrous for them if maybe an interception or either knocked the ball loose or whatever, especially when they almost caught them on the blitz at that particular time.
Coach Flo at the sideline indicating that somebody probably hit the arm of Wade. That's what he was signaling from the sideline.
Yeah, I thought the ball was tipped. Either it was tipped or he got his arm or something.
2nd and 10. Wade gives it to Lester. Lester dances to the outside. Look at the sophomore inside the 30 now. Pulled down near the 27-yard line.
Great run again by the young man. He's having an outstanding day. And you talked about Dawkins earlier remembering some things. I think he's going to remember some of the big runs that he had in this game against Valdosta.
Take a look at him walking back to the huddle. Obviously pleased with that run. Inside, look at the quick steps. Chopping and makes his way to. There's another chop on the run there as well to the outside. First down pickup by Brad Lester.
And the smart thing he did, which shows a little bit of maturity for him, that he's showing with 11 rushes for 75 yards, is that he stayed in bounds. He didn't want to go outside or whatever. Stayed in bounds, even though they still have a lot of time left on the clock.
1st and 10 for the Panthers now. Down at the 28, movement at the line of scrimmage. It was Brandon Pilgrim, the right tackle, who may have moved for Parkview, but we did have one of the Wildcats in the zone as well, but it will go against Parkview.
Well, I kind of...
Dead ball. False start on the offense.
I was giving praises to him a couple plays ago. Now he's I think maybe a little bit too fired up right now as they are looking to run the ball and kind of shove it down the throat of the Valdosta players.
Sure, if you remember the start of this quarter, Gerald, it started with the one play by the Wildcats, then they punted, and it's been all Panthers with the football since then. And right now we're at about 8 minutes, 35 seconds left in the contest. So they eat clock and they move the football nearer the end zone. First down, 15 after the assessment now. In motion is Francoeur. Whistles at the line of scrimmage. Take a look at the penalties in the ball game. Parkview now with more than Valdosta. And another flag coming here. Hard to even get that one up.
Dead ball foul. Delay of game on the offense.
Guys at the truck getting ready to show us the penalty situation, but as they get ready to put the graph up, there's another one coming down on the field. Coach Flo cannot be too happy about that situation. With his 10th.
And those are, those are the ones that really drives the coach crazy because they're attributed to him. He takes him too long to get the plays in, and then the guys get a delay of game.
1st and 20 now for Parkview. They fake it in the line. Wade, they're trying to set the screen. Left side, they got it over there. They give it to, looks like Dawkins with the football. Inside the 25-yard line, up to the 24.
Well, they got something out of that one. They come back with this play. They ran it the first half, and I said Dawkins was probably going to be upset with himself because he didn't get as much out of it. This time they come back with the same screen, and he does a very, very good job of getting upfield and getting them again in position to maybe pick up the first down.
Nice shot there, guys, from the sideline. On the replay, Wade disguising it well. Dumps it out in the flats. Now you wonder here, Gerald, if it's not Dawkins who makes the catch, but Lester. If Lester can't take that football in, Dawkins not as quick a foot as Lester. But Dawkins runs it down and makes it a 2nd down and 6. They keep it on the ground. There's Lester. Lester fighting ahead. He's close to that first down marker.
I think he got the first down, but I tell you what, that little guy right there has another little gear that he gets into, and they can't be but happy and excited that they're going to have this guy right here for 2 more years in high school.
Lester runs it for the Parkview first down. Clock running. And Parkview now with a 1st and 10 from the 18 of the Wildcats. A touchdown here. You got to start thinking about the big orange jungle. Wade fixes it in the line, in the pocket, looking in the end zone's got Francoeur there at the corner, batted away at the last moment. Good defensive play by Eric Williams.
Great defensive play by Eric Williams because he was beat on the play. Francoeur runs a heck of a route, and he even gives him a little pat on the head for it because he was beat very bad. And watch Francoeur runs a route, sets him up, gives him the inside move, and then breaks him out. He's beat. If the quarterback had maybe thrown that ball before he made the break, he was wide open.
Wade looking, firing it down in the corner, the same route that they scored the touchdown on in the first half.
Pretty much so, yeah, you're right.
But this time Williams got the hand in there.
Yeah, you're right. It was the same route, but they didn't quite get it off in time.
2nd and 10 now. Quick pitch left side. That's Lester. Lester met at the line of scrimmage and finally stopped by the Wildcats. Andrew Braley put the hit on him. But look at that clock, Jerry.
They are taking some time, as you said, eating up the clock. They are really doing so with this Parkview team. I tell you, this has been a heck of a football game. Even though the score right now, they're up pretty much 2 touchdowns or whatever, but it's been a very, very well-played football game defensively and offensively on both sides.
Parkview trying to do what only Valdosta has done, trying to repeat as back-to-back state champions. Wildcats did it in the 1988-89 season. Timeout taken on the field by Coach Cecil Flo and the Panthers. And while we have the timeout on the field, if you're enjoying GPTV's presentation of the Georgia High School Association State Semifinals, please show your appreciation by becoming a member of GPTV today. You can log on at our website at www.gpb.org to take care of it. Take a look at some of the fans who have come to the Georgia Dome. Nice crowd on hand for this 5A semifinal football game.
That's a great crowd. Well, the only thing that would be better is to be playing outside underneath the stars. But I think some of you guys like being here in the dome and all that stuff, huh? I mean, it's comfortable in here, but I'm an outdoors guy myself. They may get another stadium here, to my understanding, so pretty soon with this new ownership of the Falcons. So.
Will it be orange is the question. 3rd down and 9 now for the Panthers. At the 17, they keep it on the ground. There's Dawkins. Has his legs cut from under him near the 12 or 13-yard line.
Well, that was a setup play. That's what that was. If they didn't get the first down, they at least wanted to get the ball in the middle of the field so they can at least get the field goal. So that's basically what they were trying to do then, just set it up for the field goal.
Keep it in the middle of the hash marks. Take a look at Dawkins on the night. 137 yards on the ground, 27 through the air. Total of 164. That's a nice night's work for Sean Dawkins.
3 TDs. Good night's work for him.
And Dawkins, just a junior. So they'll try the field goal here. Barringham. And he drove it through for the Panthers. Barringham from about 24 yards away extends the Panther lead 30-14.
I was saying earlier about having a championship drive. Even though they didn't score the touchdown, they got the points. They took the time off the clock. They took the ball to Valdosta and made them have to stop them. And when you can't get the ball from them from a penalty standpoint or a turnover standpoint, then it puts a lot of pressure on your offense when you come back. And right now, they're going to totally be out of their game. They're going to be throwing the ball all over the place. Look for them to really get the ball downfield. The quarterback right now, I'm sure he wants some big things to happen, but he's going to have to keep his composure and try to move the ball downfield as quick as possible. Otherwise, they're going to fall right into Parkview's hands again.
Excellent analysis there, Gerald, because you've got to know the Wildcats aren't used to playing this far behind. So they're going to be playing out of their element offensively. Parkview 30, Valdosta 14. Johnson to kick it. High kick by Johnson. It'll come down to Barringham at the 1. It's Breeden for the Wildcats now. He's at the 10 and upended and pulled down at the 11.
Another big special teams play by Parkview. Looked like they were going to bust that one out of there, but they quickly closed it down, and now they have to start deep again in their own territory.
Take a look at the Parkview Panther and the Panther cheerleaders. A lot to cheer about.
Yeah, right now, heck, I'm playing at home again if they can pull this one out. So that'll be great to play a championship game on your own field 2 years in a row if they can hold on to this one.
Alford goes shotgun for the Wildcats now. He'll take the snap, gives it in the line. Coming left side with the football is James, trying to turn the corner. He spins near the 25 up to the 26-yard line. Stop was made by Demetrius Alexander, the sophomore linebacker for Parkview.
Well, I think they were just hoping that maybe they can pop one out of there, knowing that Parkview probably think that they're in they have that urgency, that sense of urgency to get the ball downfield and try to get a score. Maybe they'll pop one out there for pretty quick.
Take a look at the 5A lineup in the semifinals. The winner of this ball game, right now Parkview got the edge over Valdosta. They will meet either Collins Hill or Northside, who play tomorrow. Pass dumped out on the flats now for James. James up to the 30. Now at the 32-yard line, Francoeur closes and makes the tackle for Parkview.
They pick up a first down and move the chains, but really want to get their ball downfield as quick as possible. They need to get a couple of scores here, some kind of way, and I'm sure that right now the coaches are rattling their brains trying to figure out something to get the ball down. But again, you're playing against a very disciplined defense in Parkview.
Alford to the line of scrimmage. Going under center. Left it inside with the fullback. Up to the 35 and the 36-yard line. Dawkins on the stop. Brooks also helping out. Carry was by Corey James. And James, he too just a 10th grader for Valdosta. With a timeout taken on the field. This one by Valdosta. So we're getting close to having at least part of our equation settled for the finals in the 5A. Things stay the way that they are. Those cheerleaders will have a chance to cheer the Panthers on next weekend from the Big Orange Jungle.
The Big Orange Jungle. What a place.
Quite a place to play football.
Yeah, it is. They've got a lot of tradition there. Right?
Sure.
Well, they're steady building their tradition too. But just remembering from last year, where they went there and I think they played Irvin Harrison or somebody.
Correct.
And those guys just took it to them. It was a bad day, rainy day, but they still pulled it out.
Take a look at the scoring by halves here in this ball game. First half, Parkview trailed 14-13, but in the second half, it's been all the Panthers. 17 points to none by Valdosta. Translates into a 30-14 lead for the Panthers over the Wildcats. Shotgun formation now. Alford facing a second down and 6. He'll take the short drop in the pocket. Looking now. Still looking. Now fires it at the corner. Pass underthrown. Will they be able to catch or incomplete? They're going to say it was caught by Cedric Breeden.
Try a little hurry up there before.
We thought I saw a little hop on the ball.
Yeah, it's like, Coach, there's no replay in here. You don't have to worry about that. Go ahead and take your time.
Third down and less than a yard. Let's just get back to the line of scrimmage.
That's right.
Wildcats trying to get the right play set here. Alford going under center. He'll sneak it ahead himself. He's got enough for the first down.
I don't know. That was pretty close. You ask me. One official seems to be. Well, I guess they're on the same page, but it didn't look like initially he had the first down, but I guess what was it? Third down at that time. So yeah, pick up the first down and continue to move the ball.
But the clock certainly the enemy of the Wildcats.
Right now, the clock is the one that said that they're really racing against.
They race out of the huddle. The shotgun is a set for Alford. Slot to the right. There's a snap in the pocket. Alford looking. Here comes the pressure by the Panthers. They get the sack on it. It was Alexander once again from his linebacking spot to put the hit on Alford.
Well, the offensive line in this case, these guys are just laying their ears back, and the guys up front, it's not about reading or whatever. It's hey, guys, somebody wants to make a big play. I'm telling you guys, let's go after it. put your ears back, fly in there, let's make something happen. At that particular time, they were able to do that, and it just kind of it makes the offense have to really hurry up because these guys don't really care about any reads right now. They're just going after the quarterback.
2nd and 14 now, Gerald. Quarterback sacks in the evening. Parkview with 3 big ones. Option play, short side of the field. It got it into the hands of Corey James. Now he'll turn it backside, but guess who caught him? Greg Sutter, the sophomore safety for Parkview.
He's been having a big night. He has really played an outstanding game. He's intercepted 1 ball and then come back, and he's made a big tackle right there on a guy trying to get back on across the field and make something happen.
Let's take a look at it on the replay. Wildcats going to the short side of the field with the option, but James decides to turn it back the other way. Sutter grabbed him by the jersey, and that's enough to pull him down.
That's what's so good about this Parkview team. It's scary, really, is that they've got a lot of young guys out there playing.
Absolutely right. The whistles and flags at the line of scrimmage. Check it out. Offsides against the Panthers. Take a look at Sutter on the season. 74 tackles.
Head ball.
52 of those
on the defense.
Solos. Got his first interception here. Or got an interception here tonight for Parkview at a critical time in the ball game. So here comes Alford now. He's going to go up top. They got a man streaking, but they throw it in double coverage. Pass batted away at the last moment by Francoeur. They were going down the field for Balk Knight.
And that's the guy who you want to go down and make your big play in that situation. He's been their leader all year in the defensive backfield. What better guy to knock the ball away on this particular play at this time of the game, just to kind of seal everything for the Parkview Panthers.
So Parkview will host once again the finals in the 5A as we take a look at the total yards on the night. 304 for Parkview, 183 for Valdosta. Alford on a 4th down play. He'll keep it himself. Alford at the 35-yard line, and that's it. And the Panthers will take it over on downs, and they'll also be taking the championship back to the Big Orange Jungle.
Well, I kind of hear that voice over there warming up down there underneath down the stand somewhere. So the ladies about to sing, guys.
Take a look at Alford headed to the sideline. Very well may have taken his last snap as a high school football player.
Yeah, but he has nothing to hang his head about. I had a very great career down there in Valdosta, and again, what they were able to accomplish to get themselves back in the swing of things, so to speak, as far as what they're used to. He's done that. He's led this team to some pretty big wins over his high school career.
Only 2 losses this season for the Wildcats, 1 to Lowndes and tonight to the Panthers of Parkview. Straight ahead on the carry for Parkview. That's Dawkins.
Well, I think everybody got their money's worth with this. It turned out to be a heck of a game. Like I said earlier doing this was kind of like the BCS championship game of high school football here in the state of Georgia. Maybe again, like I say, some of these, even the college folks will look at it and say, you want 2 teams, you want the best teams around, put them in the playoffs, let these guys show up on the field. This is what has happened. This is what's great about high school football is that they go through the playoff system, and it's really the last before these guys get into the college and then going to the next level. It's the great brand of entertainment from the standpoint of high school kids and being as pure as athletes and student athletes as you'll ever get.
Wade lost it on the snap for the Panthers, but it was recovered by the Panthers, so they'll keep it.
That's kind of one of those things at the end of the game right now. It's like, hey guys, let's not get sloppy, all right? Yeah, we won the game, but let's not get sloppy. We don't want to take a little bad luck into next week. As you can see, the faces of the players over there on the Valdosta bench. Again, they don't have anything to hang their heads about. They said this is a game of champions, and a champion, yeah, you realize what you've been through and what you've done during the season, but you don't hang your head about it. You just say, hey guys, we learned from this. The young guys that are there, let's get ready for another year. Let's get this off season, get this out of our system. Let's get ready to get back to it again next year.
Parkview Panthers still trying to go back-to-back as state champion. As we take a look at the lineup for tomorrow in the Class A division, it'll be Beaufort, who beat Clinch County 15-7. So Beaufort will play either Bowden or Metter, both teams at 9-4. They'll determine that matchup for the finals. The Early County will either meet Americus or Cook County in the 2A finals next week. Americus at 12-1, Cook at a perfect 13-0. At the 3A level, we'll try to get to that one after this play. Third down, 14 for the Panthers. They get it on the ground. That's Sturdivant. Spins to the right side. He's at the 30. Sturdivant turns it back to the inside at the 20 and down to the 19-yard line. So Joey Sturdivant has turned in a stellar performance. As we take a look at the 3A matchup coming up, LaGrange defeated North Forsyth 35-13. They will either meet Fitzgerald, 12-1 tie on the season, or 12-0 and 1 tie, or either Cedartown, who's a perfect 12-0. That'll be your 3A matchup. And Statesboro advances to the finals. They defeated Troop this afternoon 17-0. And tomorrow at 6, it's Dalton and Paulding County, both at 12-1. One of those teams will take the trip down to Statesboro for the finals in the 4A. 1st and 10 as Wade simply steps back from the center and takes the snap. And we take a look at the 5A. It'll be Parkview playing either Collins Hill or Northside for the final. Collins Hill at 9-4, Northside at 12-0. They will meet the Panthers of Parkview, one of those teams from the Big Orange Jungle. Final, Parkview 30, Valdosta 14. So the big question has been settled.
Yep, it has. We now know that there's another big boy on the block who right now everybody has to, you want to see what your program is like, you're going to have to come through the Big Orange Jungle to see how you measure up.
Parkview extends its winning streak to 29 ball games against a tough team from Valdosta. But in the second half, the defending champs rose. They took command of the football game. They held Valdosta to no points in that second half. And Parkview will advance to the finals. Let's go downstairs to Rob Tribble.
Well, Coach, same just like last year, huh? But I'm so impressed with the way you guys were able to run the ball. You seemed like you knew something at halftime when you were talking to me. You were so calm when you came out of the locker room.
Well, I knew we had to keep executing. You know, we had executed pretty well, and you know, we just turned the ball over a couple of times. And you know, I told y'all you can't do that in this kind of game. I mean, every time you do, something bad happens to you. And you know, I told the guys the second half, I said, the thing down here and the ball on the ground, that's mine. You know, I should have never called the play. You know, I should have just drove it down and kicked the field, you know, just punted or whatever we had to do and just kill the clock. You know, and so that was on me not to worry about it. I said, we get the ball in the second half, we got to take the ball down the field and just get up under their chin and knock them out of there.
You certainly did. Your offensive line certainly did get up under their chin, especially Matt Romano. How much does this kid weigh about? He's like 5'5", 290. He was just killing people.
Yeah, he's really come on. Matt's really found himself in the last 7 or 8 weeks. He just played better and better each week. Whole team effort, both sides of the ball. I'm so proud of this bunch. I'll tell you what, the coaches, the whole program, that guys are just playing great football.
Of course, it always means a lot to get back to the state finals. What about the fact you did it against Valdosta? That kind of maybe helps you kind of arrive a little bit and get a little bit more of a reputation.
Guys, it's North Georgia, South Georgia stuff. Everybody built it real big, and Mike's got a great football team, and they're very young. You know, they got a senior quarterback, but they've done a great job, and they've done a real good job bringing that program where it needs to be. I've been always excited when you can beat a team like that. You know?
All right, congratulations. Good luck next week. Well, if Northside wins tomorrow night, Parkview goes to Northside to play them. And if Parkview, let's just talk to Sean Dawkins over here. Why don't we just do that? How you doing, man? How do you explain the fact you guys are so effective at running the ball?
We knew it was a big game, but also everybody knows, you know, they're a good team. They got tradition of it, and we just had to come out here and execute. That's been the whole game plan this whole week of practice. We just came out here and did it. We had to. We gotta take our title back. Got to get it.
All right, you got a chance for 2 in a row. Good luck next week. All right, Charles, let's go back up to you since I cannot talk anymore. I'm losing my mind here.
Thank you, Rob. 30-14. Parkview wins it. We'll take a step aside for a timeout.